When you think of 79, do you picture this? Jane Fonda, okay? She is not alone. Hollywood has put the brakes on aging. Lily Tomlin, Dolly Parton, Jennifer Lopez, Jennifer Aniston, the 90s supermodels have us thinking we're in a time warp. We're having real conversations about aging. We are putting it all out there on the table. Please welcome our panel. We've got Teri Hart, Marjorie Dixon, Mairlyn Smith, Janice, Meredith. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, ladies. I am so happy that we are all here and we're talking about this because, you know what? Our viewers have said to us, we want to have an open dialogue when it comes to aging. There are a lot of different perceptions of what it means to get older. I think a lot of it is negative when you look at the media, but then you see Hollywood. And you see Jane Fonda with the tub, with the ponytail, with the skin that looks like it's been the same since she was 20 years old and doing her workouts. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit. I'm going to start with you, Teri, because you work in entertainment. You're a senior entertainment reporter. You're a producer. How do you feel when you see those images?
Well, I love those images. I love the fact that J-Lo is 48 years old and Jane Fonda is going to be 80 in December, and they still look great. But it takes a lot of work to look that great. There are personal chefs. There are personal trainers. There's no wine. There's no wine in that life. And so... What? Sacrilege, but that's what it takes. Jennifer Lopez has very publicly said that she hasn't had any plastic surgery. Okay. I am not here to dispel that myth. I don't know. I'm sure I'm taking her at her word. Yeah. Jane Fonda has said she has.
Right.
I will say this. I just turned 46 on Saturday.
Look,
thank you. I get a bit of Botox.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay, so how does that work? Like, how often do you get the Botox?
So I get Botox a couple times a year, and that's it. And I say to my doctor, I say, whatever you want to do half. So that's always, I don't want to look younger than I am. I want to look the best version of me.
That makes sense.
And that has, you know, I've decided that Botox helps me there, and I get photofacials, which
what are those?
Photofacials is like a laser on your skin. It's not fun.
Does it hurt?
Facial makes it sound fun. It's not comfortable.
Okay, but you think it helps a lot.
Have you had a photofacial?
Yeah.
So it feels like...
I do lasers too.
Yeah, it feels like rubber bands snapping against your skin.
Yeah. Oh, okay. For how long?
Depending.
I'm just checking my options. I do work in television, people.
Yeah. It depends on how long, but I swear they took 5, if not 7 years off my life.
Well, how do you ladies feel about Hollywood? Anyone want to make a comment about it? Are you encouraged by it? You know what? I'm going to tell you how I feel about it. I feel like when I'm 79, I actually want to look like how a 79-year-old looked when I was a little girl. I kind of want to give up being sexy. I can't wait for the day when there's no Spanx and I'm reading a book and eating a box of a dozen donuts. That's my idea of a good retirement. Like, I don't know if I necessarily want to be in a tight mermaid dress with gorgeous skin and hair when I'm 79. I feel like we've sort of extended the amount of time that women have to look hot. Yeah. And so at what point do we get off the hot train and enjoy and just, you know, maybe be a granny in a rocking chair? Yeah. So I know on the other side, everyone's like, well, that's not going to be me. And I'm kind of like, I kind of want that to be me.
Yeah, but that's because you're high end, though. Like, if we look at all of us, we eat well, we exercise. I think that people sometimes look, my patients will say to me, man, you look the same as you looked like 5 years ago. And I'll be like, well, thank you, but it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
I do it because I'm vain, because I see images everywhere. I know that I am also influenced by Hollywood, and I like having something to aspire. I'm like an overachiever goal person. I'm like, she looks like that.
I'm going to look like that.
I was an actress, and so the pressure to look younger way back then was really huge. And at 40, they said, you know, you need to get something done if you want to stay in this business. And my husband and I are the same age, and we would go to auditions and be paired up, and I would go in with an 80-year-old guy when I was 40, and my husband would be going in with a 20-year-old. So the illusion of we need to stay younger in our business is huge. And
I'm going to get you to pause there because I want to get the viewers, I want to get reaction from the viewers, and then we're going to continue. Okay. promise. So how do you feel about aging compared to how Hollywood ages? We put the question out there to our audience. Take a look.
Hollywood is, it's unrealistic.
If I had the money at my disposal that Hollywood has to keep themselves as young as possible, I might look at it all very differently.
I stopped buying fashion magazines when I was probably in my late 20s because I just thought, why am I doing this to myself?
No, I don't compare. I don't have a personal trainer or somebody to look after my kids, right? I don't have time for that. I'm comfortable in my own skin. This is who I am.
Susan Sarandon, she's beautiful. And maybe she's had a little bit of work, but Goldie Hawn, I just see them and I think, wow, they're really good mentors.
You can do so much, but like I tell my girlfriends that want to play, is that when you play in one area, something else looks older. So be careful what you're doing.
That's what our viewers are saying. So, Mayor, you were saying as an actor working in this industry, there is pressure. You're paired with, you know, way older men. Your husband, who's also an actor, paired with way younger women.
Right.
How did that whole thing affect you?
So I decided not to do anything. You know, I just thought I would age because I wanted to age naturally and all that. And, you know, I mean, I went to a dermatologist because I have skin cancer, and he said to me, oh, you must have been so pretty when you were young.
Hey!
Yeah, because he was trying to sell me. No, I left. But he was trying to sell me on other things. So, because he knew I was an actress, right? And so that perception, I know. So I know, it was like, well, I was going to give him the bird. But anyway, so, yeah, but that's the perception in our business. And so that's why I don't tell people what my age is, because they automatically have, well, you shouldn't be this, or you're that, or what, or it's not positive. And so I just let it go because I've never felt the number. I've never matched the number. My husband and we act like teenagers all the time, you know, and so, and what you said about being physically active is the most important part, because J-Lo and Jane, and they're busy moving their bodies, because if we don't, we're going to rust, right? And then you get this body. You can have a young face and have this body. You know, like you got to have this body and whoa, whatever. Anyway, so
Okay, that is so interesting. Janice, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about the Hollywood? Is the Hollywood thing for you aspirational? And then even aside from that, how do you feel about your age?
Well, I feel absolutely it's aspirational. I would like the women who can kind of, there are some sort of parameters, and not those women who go outside and then it's a spectacle, right? Like keep it within something, like, you know, and they're pushing those parameters, which is great, but let's not go, we don't need to go past them. So, but I like it because, you know, as you said, there are times when you don't want to be on. So I can be myself when I'm not on, but I want to know that, you know, this is what I want to, you know, be up to, dress up to, behave, you know, and look like. So I like that. I'm completely comfortable with my age. I'm 43. I don't feel it. I don't feel I look it. I feel like sometimes I should probably put on a suit so I look my age. But I'm like, my life is good. I'm happy with it. And I think it all comes down to like a self-confidence, and you have to worry about those women, and they're trying so hard, and what the pressure that they must be under.
So no one here had freakouts when they were going towards their 30th birthday or their 40th birthday or their 50th birthday.
I did.
A little freak out?
When I turned 40, because I thought I'd have, like, you know, 2 kids, a nice house, a big career, you know, and I had, you know, no husband. He'd left me. I had 1 kid. I had a crappy house, you know. So I'm just like, well, this didn't turn out well. So, but that gave me the, you know, but, you know, you look at your life and you go, well, what are we going to do about that? And then it gives you the impetus to go on,
but it also, I feel like, so before I turned 40, I felt like I always had to be careful what I say or not offend people when I come in. And I turned 40, and and then beyond, I'm like, if you don't like it, look away. If you don't like it, don't listen. But I don't take things, people can hurt me, but it's so, I find that very, like, empowering, liberating. Wow.
I didn't mind 40. I didn't like 39. I don't like the one before the 0 and the 5, because I know it's coming up. And I always have a big party on the 0 and the 5. So I have something to look forward to. It's that 39, 44. 49 is just a few years away. I am prepared that I'm going to be affected by it.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you're looking for a party planner, it's me, because every birthday I go in. I go in.